Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our weekly press conference today. We, good morning. We will focus on two topics today. First is an introduction to some new City of Erie staff, and second are our next steps related to code enforcement. First, I'd like to welcome the city's new Director of Communications, Kyle Hannon. Where is Kyle? There he is. It's great to have Kyle. He's in his fourth day with us now, and he's doing really well. He served U.S. Senator Bob Casey for nearly 18 years as the Northwest Pennsylvania Regional Manager. And so he's got a lot of experience, and he's doing great work already for us. So I first met Kyle when I was a new city councilman back in 2007, a while ago. During my time on council, and especially during my tenure as mayor, Kyle worked very closely with my staff and me to advocate for our city's priorities in Washington. We really appreciate that. Our collaboration results with Senator Casey being able to advocate for many priority projects over the years, such as the demolition of the former Hammermill Paper Company site, the redevelopment, funding at the former EMI site, and funding for the needs of the Erie Police Department. My Chief of Staff, Renee Lamus, who is here with us as well, has remarked before that one of her happiest days was when Kyle called her to tell her that the City of Erie was set to receive $76 million in American Rescue Plan funding. That was really a good thing. Thank you. And prior to his work as U.S. Senate, Kyle was the Manager of Communications and Operations at the County of Erie. In his new role, Kyle will oversee the city's communications, which includes press releases, news conferences, everything on social media, site visits, and managing the team in the communications department. We appreciate that. I'm very pleased that he has joined my administration. Kyle, you are very, very welcome to be here. Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to bring Chris Groner, the city's Director of Office of Development and Services, to the podium to introduce two new members of our team and to explain the next steps of our Bureau of Code Enforcement. Chris, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Morning, everyone. Hello. So, yes, I am excited to announce some recent changes in our Code Enforcement Office. Of course, Code Enforcement refers to the process by which we enforce our state and local laws, our codes, and our ordinances that pertain to housing, building, and health standards. And it involves ensuring compliance with minimum property standards, established code requirements, ordinances, and zoning laws. This important work requires that we continually reevaluate our tools, our methods, and the approach by which we undertake these tasks. One such evaluation is how we are staffed and the roles that each member is expected to play. At the start of the year, we determined that we needed additional management support, and so we decided to make the investment in adding the position of Assistant Manager of Code. With that, I'm excited to announce the addition of our new Assistant Manager of Code, Steve Yurkovich, who's with us this morning. Steve brings with him many years of experience in the construction trades, along with 11 years experience as a code enforcement officer, so he's been on the other side of that, knows what to expect, and also time as our demolition coordinator. So he brings tremendous experience to that position, and we're happy to have you there. In this role, he's responsible for the day-to-day functions of the Code Enforcement Office, which includes overseeing a staff of 20 inspectors, zoning officers, and permit technicians. And Steve will also be leading the charge with our rental licensing efforts as we ensure that the rental properties in the city are compliant with our registration and safety inspection requirements. A significant portion of our residents are tenants, and because of that, I've asked our Code Enforcement Office to give special attention to multi-unit structures throughout the city. Part of this effort includes the addition of the city's first ever property inspector to be solely dedicated to rental properties. With us today is our new rental property inspector, Joel Brink. Joel brings many years of contracting experience to the job and will be a great addition to the code team. I've asked Joel to begin building those necessary relationships with rental property owners, the apartment association, Greater Erie Board of Realtors, building inspecting underwriters, and others to ensure that our residents who are tenants are living in suitable housing and that the properties they reside in are properly maintained. These are, after all, investments. These are for-profit endeavors. And as such, there is a responsibility to maintain them for both their tenants and the public at large. We will also be soon announcing other changes to the rental registration program that are aimed at ensuring that these properties are properly maintained. I look forward to implementing these changes soon. And before we move further, I want to give Joel an opportunity to come on up to the podium with a comment or two. Come on up, Joel.
I just wanted to say that I'm excited for my new role in code enforcement. I think we have many opportunities ahead of us to impact our community through improved tenant and landlord relationships. We can form an approach that will promote communication, education, and fair enforcement, and I look forward to working with the tenants and the property owners to make that happen.
So I'm excited to see where this leads. This has been long overdue. So this is something that as we roll into the spring, I'm going to be excited to see develop. So thank you again. We have also started meeting with various neighborhood groups on a regular monthly basis to discuss and prioritize our efforts along with what their goals are. We walk the neighborhoods with them. We hear about their concerns. And I am personally involved in those meetings, as I am with all the functions of the Code Enforcement Office. But I enjoy our monthly meetings. I enjoy getting out there, looking at the properties, having them tell me what their issues are and prioritizing as we move forward. So being directly involved in all of these functions, I'm confident that moving forward, we're going to continue to make progress. For now, though, I want to thank the mayor, and I also want to thank City Council for supporting these new positions and for the recently passed Tenants' Bill of Rights. This is the ordinance that will help guide Joel as he takes on his new mission. And thank you to Steve and Joel for stepping up into these new roles, and to the entire code team for the work you are doing. It is not easy work, but it is necessary. And in my short time in this role, I have seen it firsthand. And I'll tell you that it's hard work that you are doing on a daily basis, and I appreciate that. And with that, Mayor, I'd like to turn it back over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Chris, and to you as well. Thanks for what you're doing. This is very, very, very exciting. Thanks to the feedback from residents as well as members of our Business Council, our New American Council, our Hispanic Latina Advisory Council, and from stakeholders during the HUD 5-year consolidated plan forums. We know that there are challenges related to some of the rental properties here in the city of Erie. We need to address those. Since Chris Groner took over as the supervisor of code enforcement, we have been building a bureau and taking strategic action with neighborhood groups and identifying landlords who are not in compliance, and we're taking advantage of our residents. We want to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to live in quality, affordable housing and in safe, welcoming, and vibrant neighborhoods. We have made a lot of progress, but there is much more work still to do. There's one way we are working to make this all happen, and we're all doing it together as well. So this concludes this week's press conference. Please continue to follow us on social media for the latest updates in everything happening here in the city of Erie. Chris, Kyle, and I will be available for interviews. Thanks very much for being here. One last comment I wanted to make is it's so much better to be here in this smaller environment where I feel close to all of you, and it just seems like we're talking more, and I really, really appreciate it. I think we'll probably eventually move back so we have more room, but this was really something I enjoyed. Thank you very much.